Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Stick around because we're going to be reviewing Marvel Legends No Way Home Green Goblin. On the back of the box we see here that we have an articulated glider, an alternate head, hood, goggles, bomb, and that beautiful face. On the side profile of the box we get a good look at the figure with the hood on. On the other side we get this really nice artwork. On the top we get a spider logo, barcodes, legal stuff. Let's crack this bastard open. Pouring out the contents of the box. We have this, it looks like a Pandora's closet. Well, what do you know? It is Pandora's closet. And there is Willem Dafoe in all of his glory. We're going to do a cut and then show everything out of the box. Here we are with all the contents spilled out of the box, including this little legal pamphlet. First thing I want to bring attention to is this amazing sculpt of the original Raimi Goblin helmet. You can see the marbling in the plastic, but that doesn't really bug me too much because they nailed the paint in the eyes and the mouth. This is a very, very beautiful helmet. Comparing it to some of the older figures, we have a Spider-Man 3 Green Goblin. I believe this is from the 5-inch line. Look at how technology has improved over the years. Next up, we have Toy Biz Battle Ravaged Green Goblin. The likeness is dead on. Very gorgeous. Next up, we have the Pumpkin Bomb accessory, which is kind of disappointing and also so tiny you're definitely going to lose it. I'm going to compare it to an original toy line, Goblin Bomb, and you can just see look at how much bigger this is and more detailed. This is the brand new one. This is a joke. This is an orange with a green dot on it. This, if you looked at it at any angle, you could tell that's one of Osborn's Goblin Bombs. Easily my least favorite accessory. Next we got the pair of Crocs that allow Norman to fly around on his speeder, his mean greeny speeder. And now looking at Norman himself, we have the best likeness I have ever seen of Willem Dafoe. He looks exactly like a goblin. They nailed it. And look at that technical detail all over the suit. Wrist gauntlets. Oh, my back! This is looking good. As far as articulation goes, he's going to do about what you want him to. Legs can kick up this forward, kick back. Basically not at all. His goblin ass stops that. He can do the splits mildly well. Thigh rotation. Decent bend at the legs. Ankle tilt. Can go back that far and forward that far. Coming up to the torso here. Arms can rotate 360, go in and out. You can do a perfect goblin T-pose, which is something I'd probably have this guy doing. You get a lot of good bend at those arms. Wrists can go down and up. And at the torso, you can get some pretty decent back out of him. Forward, not so bad either. You're going to have this guy primarily crouched down, looking at you, being like, ah, 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 ah. So it does its job perfectly fine. Here we have his goblin pouch. Couple of what looked to be AA batteries. I have no idea what he did with this in the movie. But look at that head sculpt. That is wonderful. Finally, let's look at the glider. This is a big step up in technology. Look at this. The amount of technical detail on here, even though it's not painted, I don't really mind. You're not going to be looking at it that much from this side anyways, because we have a big porthole. And what is this porthole for? It's for this big, odd shape. Anyways, that just goes right in there. I'd be very careful of that because that looks like it would break off inside of there. Not gonna lie, it looks like it would do that. In fact, I actually think I put it in the wrong one. Okay, yeah. Now we're in business. Now we can get that glider right up in the air. Let's go ahead and get Norman on there. To attach these, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have a small peg and these two holes. And you line them up. Final result should look something like that. Should be able to tilt on its own and rotate. Second verse, same as the first, as another guy I know would say. Now it's time to put Norman on. We have Norman on his glider, and this is a wonderful display piece. You're just going to have to permanently keep that little bomb in his hand, because if you don't, you are going to lose that. I wouldn't even remove it. That just looks perfectly fine there. And just look at this. It's like it ripped straight out of the movie. Turning it around. You get a good view of the back here. And these exhausts. Next, we're going to swap out the head. Show you a closer look at the Willem Dafoe sculpt. And pop this bad boy on. After removing the head, we can take it out of this purple hood. Some very good details on this. I like the details in the stitching. Moving on, we can look at the hair. And he's got that wonderful, devilish smile. The goggles are removable. Now, let's see what he looks like with the helmet on. This is where the money is at. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the best looking Goblin figure ever. At least in a very long time. Look at him flying up in the air. This was a look at Marvel Legends No Way Home Green Goblin. Next, we're going to take a look at the Flint Marko Thomas Hayden Church Sandman. Next up, we have Thomas Hayden Church Sandman. Look at the likeness. That looks just like the actor. On the side, we have the 3 Spider-Men. On the back, the same artwork. Quick little read up. Pause that if you want to read it. Now it's time to crack this bad boy open. Pumping out the contents, we have 2 sets of alternate hands, 1 big pair of grabby sand hands, and some forearm lengtheners made out of sand, and some smaller grabby hands, and of course, Thomas Hayden Church. Look at that. You can see all of the sculpt work. The shading really brings out that sandy feel. Articulation-wise, we have arms that can go perfectly out to the side. That looks wonderful. Torso can go forward, decent amount for what you're going to do. Back, also a good amount. Legs can kick forward, farther than Goblin. I like that. Kick back, you're not going to need to. Splits, decent. Thigh rotation. An even better bend at the leg, I think. Ankles can go down that far. Up that far. And you get some good tiltage. Coming up to the arms here. Very good bend. He can punch himself in the face. Head can look up. About that far. Down. Also just as far. Let's see how he looks with his accessories. Here he is with the normal grabby hands. Looking very nice. This looks like it came from the screen. It looks wonderful. Next, these even bigger sand hands. And this looks awesome. Kind of wish we got a wrecking ball and a mace, but this is completely fine. This looks wonderful. That about does it for my reviews of the Marvel Legends No Way Home, Green Goblin, and Sandman. Stay tuned for just a little longer because I'm going to be taking some pictures and explaining where my channel is headed. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. If there's anything else you'd like to see me review, or if there are aspects of my channel you'd like to see grow, I will be delving into podcasting, drawing, cosplaying, sculpting, and painting.